Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe and let's get into it, guys. So yes, continuing the series of videos that I'm doing covering the best, or at least the vehicles that I would buy with the G bonuses that we are having right now. Not bonuses, discounts, of course, the 50% discounts of the winter sale. And I already did one with the tanks, and now we're going to talk about aircraft. You know, the 5 aircraft that I would buy with the discounts that we have. Of course, they are all with 50% discount right now, so get out there and buy them if you want them, because this discount will not be there forever. So yeah, the first one is the Vixen, guys. The Vixen is an aircraft that not a lot of people pay attention to, but the really deep enthusiasts really love this aircraft. Why? Well, the BR of it is a 8.7 interceptor that has a very good missile for that BR. You know, it has a fairly good OK radar. Well, is it really competitive, Matt? Well, it depends. That's why I basically put it in the last kind of number here on this video, because it is an aircraft that, although it has a lot of potential, it needs its proper piloting to actually work. You know, it's an aircraft that doesn't have a cannon, guys, so you need to work in a very specific way for you to actually make it viable to get a lot of kills with it. You know, fly it in the correct way and it will be one of the best aircraft at the BR. Fly in the wrong way, it will be an aircraft that it's not really worth. You know, it's going to be kind of just alright, I guess. So it depends on your flying skills, basically, right? The second one, or the fourth one that I'm gonna talk about, is the G91s, and specifically we are talking about the German and Italian G91s, right? The R versions. Both of them are very good aircraft, especially if you are getting into those tech trees right now, guys. They are very fast, nimble aircraft that can actually do a lot of damage. You need to, I mean, it does have a learning curve, and I gotta be honest, it is quite expensive for a tier or a rank 5. The German one is 4,455, and the Italian one is 4,455 as well, because it's basically the same aircraft, right? But they're very nimble, very capable aircraft. I think the only problem is that they have not a lot of firepower, only 4 50 cal guns, right? So you need to aim it properly, even though you have a lot of ammunition compared to some other nations, right? So you really need to be careful. But apart from that, it's an aircraft that can beat a MiG-15, a dogfight. It can beat a Saber. You just need to know what you're doing, and it can be one of the best aircraft to actually fly in that BR range. So any G91 that you want to buy, they are very cheap right now, but quite expensive, being a rank 5 at the same time. But since they have the 50% discount, I think they are worth it right now, okay? The third one is the Ariete, another Italian aircraft. Well, if you don't want to spend the 4,400 on the G91, you can get the better option for the Italian tech tree, the Ariete, guys. It is cheaper, around 90 GE cheaper, and it has a 9.3 BR, being a rank 6, which means that it is a much better aircraft than the G91 for you to actually grind the Italian tech tree. Does it mean it's a very good aircraft or anything like that, or as good as the G91? I don't know, it depends on your piloting skills as well, but it is very nimble as well. It is not the fastest thing ever, but it can deal a lot of damage and can beat basically every single aircraft in a dogfight that it faces, okay? The main thing about it is that it's a rank 6, so the G91, I think it would be more of a beginner's aircraft, but even for a beginner, it's more expensive than the Ariete. So even if you are starting with the Italian tech tree, try to get the Ariete instead of the G91. Just because you have a lot more grinding power, basically, right? So it's a very good aircraft. It needs to be flown specifically in a way. You are not really an aircraft. It's not really an aircraft that you choose when to attack the target. You are always on a defensive, especially on those BRs. And you do need to be careful with some missiles that you will face. But other than that, it's a very, very good aircraft, okay? The second one is the Su-11. And yes, guys, the last two ones will be Soviet aircraft. They have probably one of the best lineups for GE premiums right now. And the Su-11, guys, it is amazing. It really, really is. It has an enormous amount of power. It has great cannons. And remember when I was saying that the G91 was kind of expensive? Well, it's because the Su-11 is also a rank or 5 aircraft, right? It is still a rank 5 aircraft, although it has a lower BR. It has a 7.3 BR instead of the 8.7 of the G91. But the thing is that it is much, much cheaper. You know, it's 3,700 Golden Eagles. And by the way, guys, the bonuses that you have when flying an aircraft, they're kind of the same. You know, it's, of course, the G91 has a little bit more, almost 100% more RP. But I think the main thing here is that, first things first, of course, it always depends on the nation that you want. So, for example, there's no G91 on the USSR. But the thing is that for the price that you get, the Su-11 is like 1/4 almost cheaper than the G91, but it produces like 1/7 less RP, right? And it still can be used to research with its full efficiency until rank 6, just like the G91. So if you are just trying to get to rank 5 or something like that, the Su-11 is probably the best one. It is cheap, it is amazing at its performance at its BR, and it will like be a very competitive aircraft. And the last one, guys, that we're going to talk about is another Russian one, the MiG-21S. I couldn't actually find it if it's actually removed or not from the game, because I have this aircraft, okay? So I cannot know for sure if it was or not, because it's always appearing on my game. I couldn't actually find it if it's removed from the store or from the GE Premium kind of lineup. If it is, I'm sorry, then I would probably just remain with the Su-11 or even buy the AK-38 as a small disclaimer. But if it is there, the MiG-21S is probably one of the best premiums that you can buy with GE. It is cheap right now with a 50% discount, and it is a MiG-21. And by the way, guys, it is a MiG-21 that has the R13 engine, meaning that it is very similar to the MiG-21 MF that sits on 10.3 BR. But this aircraft is 9.7. Yes, it doesn't have, you know, some stuff like the R60, for example, or flares, but still it is very competitive if you know what you're doing. And if you get a lower rank, if you get an 8.7 match, you will stomp everything. It is the fastest aircraft probably at those BRs, you know, because of the R13 engine. It's faster than some F104s, guys. It is a very, very competitive aircraft. And if you want, buy it right now, because it really is a good option. Okay, guys, and these are my 5 options that I would buy. Some of them already have it because I find them so good. It depends on the country specifically, especially, right, that you want to research. Always consider that first before taking into account other things. But once you chose the nation, take a look on those vehicles and you will be golden, basically, right? Remember, the store sale is coming on the 26th, so if you want a, you know, pack vehicle, wait until the day after Christmas. Okay, guys? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, and I see you guys on the next one. So yeah, see ya, bye.